Today we'll look at the indices. So indices this is a plural form. Then index, that is a singular. So now 2, you can say 2 and 3. These 2, we call it the base. These 3, you call it index. Some call it the power. Some call it exponent, whichever. So you read this as 2 to the power 3, right? Or 2 cubic, whichever. So when you write it like this, it means you have written in index notation. We move on. Now we need to know the laws of indices. Laws of indices. Laws of indices. So the first law says whenever you have the same base and you are multiplying, see, this is AA, these are the same bases and we are multiplying. This law says you write a single base because they are the same, then you add the powers 2 plus 3, of which in this case 2 plus 3 we can write 5. The second law says when you are dividing numbers of the same bases, let's maybe we put 4 here. When you have the same bases and you are dividing, you subtract the powers. So you write a single base, then you do 4 minus 2. So 4 minus 2, you get a 2. The third law says whenever you have 2 powers like this, see, you've got 2 powers, the one inside and the one outside. This law says multiply those powers. See that? Multiply those powers, of which you are aware here. 2 times 3, you get 6. So it will be 6 over 2, of which you are aware 2 into 6 is 3. So these are the first 3 laws. These are the first 3 laws, but there are other concepts that you have to know. There are other concepts that you have to know. These concepts, some people, they even consider them to be laws as well. It's fine. It is fine. So the first concept, maybe we'll continue with 4. You're talking about 0 index. Remember, index means power. So 0 index, in this case, it can be a to the power 0. Any number to the power 0 apart from 0 to the power 0, the answer is 1. It can be 1 to the power 0, 1. 4 to the power 0, 1. Negative 1 to the power 0, 1. But 0 to the power 0 is not 1. Take note. 0 to the power 0. Look at this. 3 power 0, 1. 4 to the power 0, 1. Half to the power 0, 1. But 0 to the power 0, here some people say 0, some they say undefined. So this one never include it when you're talking about the 0 index. For 0 to the power 0 is not 1. Some say it's 0, some say undefined. Okay, so now we move on. We go to 5. We go to 5. This one will look at the negative index. Negative index, in this case, we mean, let's assume we have 2 to the power negative 2. The power is negative, so you should write 1 over 2 to the power positive 2. This negative now will change into positive because of this 1 over, of which now you can easily write the answer. 2 to the power 2, it means 2 times 2, which is 4. So now that's what you're supposed to deal with. That's how you're supposed to deal with a negative index, a negative power. Then another concept says whenever you have, you can say, fractional index. Fraction index, it means let's assume we have this. The power is a fraction. So what you do, you introduce the root, this base, write it inside, and then you write brackets. The numerator here, write it as a power. The denominator, write it as the root. That's what you do when they talk about when you have the power which is in a fraction form. So this is what you're supposed to do. Then maybe another concept. So these now they form under equations. For example, whenever you have a to the power x is equal to a to the power 2. For this concept, these are called equations involving indices. For this one, they say, since they are the same bases and you are equating, there is equal sign, you cancel these same bases, then you equate the powers. So the answer will be x is equal to 2. So this is how you're supposed to deal with indices. Very simple indeed. So I'll give you some questions based on this. You need to understand these laws and these other concepts so that you are able to answer some few questions. We're going to continue with this. We're going to have more examples next time so that we see how we can grasp the concept under indices.